One. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of ArmTalk. I'm your host, Jody Williams, and tonight's special guest, I gave her a nickname moments ago, called her Scarlett's Web, but tonight we'll call her Scarlett J. Scarlett, welcome to the show.
Hello.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Before we got on the show, we're kind of chit-chatting, got the Christmas lights up, so my wife was the architect and all that, so I was just kind of following her lead and stuff, and we're pretty much done almost, but yeah, Thanksgiving's done. Fall stuff's put away, Christmas stuff came out, the tree's up and everything, so we're ready to roll. Now, tell me something. Young up-and-comer pooler that you are, tell me your experience. How did you get into the sport?
My boyfriend, Cody Wood, he got me into it. We actually went to his first tournament together. When we started dating, he was running all the time, and at where his stepdad worked, they were having a arm wrestling tournament, and so and so we just decided to pop by, and he entered, and we've been doing it ever since, really.
Oh, guess who joined the show? What is
Hello.
up?
What's up?
Yeah. What is up? What's going on?
Nothing, man. Chilling. Hi, Scarlett. Love you.
Hello.
Hi, baby.
Well, it's about to get juicy now because now that you're here and now I can really dive into stuff because now all of a sudden, this is where Scarlett can relax now, okay? She can relax. So here's the thing. Let's cut to the chase. Round robin, okay? So you girls were in the round robin right-handed earlier this year, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tell me your experience. Scarlett, you go first.
Disappointing in myself. I didn't feel as good as I thought I would that day, and I performed obviously a lot less than I wanted to, but I was kind of expecting to be in the bottom ranks anyways, so I wasn't too upset with the outcome. But I had a really good time meeting everybody there and pulling new people, and I got to pull on the after table with these girls a lot. Especially, I think me and Leerin and Danielle pulled a lot, and that was really great time technique-wise.
Now, I know you got the build because I saw a couple pictures you were there flexing like that. So I know you got the body frame for this, I understand this. So when was your last tournament?
Ooh, my last tournament? I think I last competed at Pull of the Mountains in September, actually.
And how'd you do there?
I did pretty good. I pulled 4 classes, 2 weight classes, both arms, and I got a few championship rings. So it went
What?
pretty good.
Fire.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Never had one of those.
I have
Whoa.
one right here, actually.
I
Hold on.
never had one of those. That's fire.
You're not
Show
gonna sit
them,
there.
girl. Fire.
No, put that
Oh
closer.
my
Put that closer.
geez. Yeah,
Hold on,
put it
put that
closer,
closer.
Scarlett. Bling
Oh, hell
bling.
no,
It's
man.
That
backwards.
is
It's difficult.
fire. Oh, that's so cool.
I'm
Very
super
cool.
jealous, okay? Because one of the things I know there's like trophies and medals and hammers and swords and all that kind of stuff. The one thing I would love is to have a ring, and here you go. Oh yeah, I got a couple rings. I'm like, oh, okay, but that's good. Here's a question, and this will go to you too, Marlene and Scarlett. You can go first. So, after a tournament, what's the first thing you do when you get leave from a tournament? When you reevaluate yourself and your performance, what's the first thing you do? What do you look at?
I watch videos. I like to watch the videos back of me pulling, if there are any to be watched. Sometimes we don't get those videos, but I like to watch the videos back and see what I did and just look at them. And if I lost, even better, look at them and feel shame and not want to lose again.
Right. And are you looking at and I'm gonna get deep for a second, Merlene knows where I'm going with this. I'm gonna get deep. Are you looking at elbow placement? Are you looking at how's my feet set? Are you looking at is your wrist is it dumped or is it up like that? I mean, are you minimizing everything when you see that kind of stuff?
I usually when I look back at the videos the first time, I'm just kind of watching them, and then I'll have Cody evaluate them for me, and I'm like, oh yeah, that is what I did wrong.
So there you go. Merlene, what do you do? So like when you get done with a tournament and you kind of sit there, kind of analyze everything, kind of go, okay, this is what worked right. Go ahead and keep that. This is what I did wrong. I need to fix that. How do you work that?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't do that. I don't
Okay.
do that. I'm not gonna lie. Normally, if it doesn't go my way, I kind of immediately know what went wrong and if it's outside of my control or what my
Okay.
weakness is. I don't normally like it's just recently when I've been with the girls, Scarlett, Candy, some of them, I'm able to have videos now, but normally I'm so used to being at tournaments and stuff by myself. I don't get to have anyone to, film the videos for me and stuff like that. So I might get lucky and somebody might have a video of a match, but I'm used to there not being any availability or of any available. So I tend to, just focus on where was my mind at, if I really gave it my best, if not, what I would do next time, what my weaknesses are, what I feel like if I have pain in any area, and then focus on what I'll train next time. Normally, what I train is based on how my next opponent is going to be, depending on where I'm going to pull, which tournament I'm going to pull at, and things like that. You know what I mean?
Okay. So Scarlett, have you ever had a super match before?
I have.
Okay. So here's a question, and I want you to let everybody know, everybody in the chat, and us know. You've done tournaments, you've done super matches, you've done round robins. How do you approach those three type of events? Because it's a little different in its own way. So how do you approach those?
The exact same way. I get up on the table and I forget everything I've ever learned.
Accurate.
Yeah.
That's how you got them rings, huh?
Yeah.
Because, okay, so what, and tell me if this makes sense. When a tournament, right, you know that, okay, 2 losses and I'm done for.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much in a round robin. Whereas in a round robin, hey, anybody involved, we're going to pull no matter what. Because how many times have y'all gone to a tournament? Everybody in the chat, this is a question for y'all too. How many times have y'all gone to a tournament where you took 4th and the top 2 people you already beat, but you took 4th because of the way the bracket's set up, right? Where in the round robin, it don't matter. We pull no matter what. Because it does, brackets, the way they line up, they do make a difference, Do you agree or disagree? Scarlett, do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I like the round robin format a lot because you do get to pull everybody. And in tournaments, usually there's not that many girls to pull. We usually end up having a 3rd place by default. So, and it's usually me after Angie and Merlene. So.
But that's good. So let me ask you this then. Do you think, because we're trying to find these things out, because unfortunately there's a lot of tournaments that include the women that sometimes not all the classes get full, or unless they get filled, right? You may have 3 people, 2 people uncontested. But we're about to go ahead and sashay into this next topic. When you have a round robin, you tend to get more. Then it becomes like, okay, cool. So now, fast forward, when is this round robin going to take place again?
April, I think.
And that's in Tennessee also,
Real quick, before we continue, because I'm not gonna let Scarlett just play herself like that, talking about, well, normally after Angie Merlene, it's me. Let's keep in mind that Scarlett is like 20 pounds lighter. Okay, so Scarlett is a beast in her own right. She's normally not even in our weight class, even though she pulls 154s. What are you around? Like 135s, 140s?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah,
Sometimes
so
I'm a little heavier,
she's
a little
a
lighter.
beast. She's a beast, and I always commend her because she's not like other girls who's going to be like, oh, well, there's not that many, or if there's not a lighter class, I won't pull. No, whoever's there, Scarlett's going to pull. You know what I mean? women, guys, and that's what the sport needs. So I commend her for it. She can say, "Oh, I come in third after Merlene and Angie." Guess what? Merlene and Angie be like, "Oh snap, Scarlett's here. Let's make sure I'm on my A game." So don't even down yourself, baby. All right, back April. Yeah, round robin, left hand. Let's go back. I just didn't like Scarlett talking about. Nope, she's a beast. Go ahead, continue talking. April
April
round
26th.
robin, left hand.
Yes. So Katie Hankey says April 26th, but we do have a question for you ladies. Let me go ahead and get that going for you. My man Scott Evans out of Utah. Hey, how long have you been competing in arm wrestling? We were just about to tap onto that as Merlene got on the show. So Scarlett, you go ahead and kick this off.
4 or 5 years maybe. It's been since I was 16, and I'm 21 now, so probably closer to 5 years.
Yeah, you want to go ahead and elaborate on that? That you want a gold medal at the junior at the juniors? You want to go ahead and elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, we went to IFA Worlds 2020?
2021.
2021, yeah. And I think I have a gold.
Remember, I was there. I was there.
I have a gold and a bronze from there, I believe.
Amazing.
There you go. Merlene, you've been pulling since The Simpsons?
Well, yeah, Merlene's a senior citizen, you know what I mean? I pulled for 4 to 5 years. Between 2004, I was 16, it was my first tournament, senior year, and then 2009. So I pulled from 2004 to 2009. Then I took an 11-year break, and then I re-entered again in one of the carnages. I think it was 2020 or 2021. So I've known of the sport for 20 years, but if we talk about how long I've been actively pulling, that's probably like 8 or 9 years. I still think that's a lot, but I feel like I've had 2 decades. I take 2 decades all the time.
No, I mean you have. It's just it might not have been continuously, but you were a
Yeah.
phenom back in high school. Scarlett, I'm telling you, do your research on Merlene. She was whooping people's ass at 16, like grown ass women, and she's just coming off the doing homework, coming here. Yeah, she's that phenom, right? I got to give you your roses, So now the next question, because this is where it's really going to get interesting. Because now you have to go, who do you train with? Because some people I get jealous of. I'm a jealous person. I get jealous of people who got an awesome team to work with. Ain't that right, Scott Evans? Not everybody can go to Utah and train with all kind of talent right there. So Scarlett, out of Georgia, who do you train with? Let's go. Besides Cody Wood.
Well, we have a few groups that we train with. We were going to Dragon's Den arm wrestling for a while. Now we kind of go with DSGB. I forgot what it stands for. Don't ask me. But it's in Rockmart, and they're a really great group to train with. We've got a few girls that go, and then we go to that one on Sundays, and we also go to a buddy's house in Gainesville on Wednesdays.
Okay.
And we have girls that each practice, so it's a pretty good time.
Now, are those ladies? Are they competing in tournaments also?
Yes, most of them are a little bit newer,
Okay.
but they compete when they get the chance.
Where do you see yourself in the next few years in this sport? Because this is where I'm gonna ask Merlene. It's gonna tie into what I'm asking Merlene next. So, Scarlett, where do you see yourself in the next few years?
Oh, next few years, beating Merlene, Angie,
Hey.
all of the
Damn!
above.
Hey,
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. Yes. Yes.
What you should do, you should wear a ring and then watch this. I got my replica ring of the Steelers because they won today. There we go. So what you should do is do this. Take that ring and just be like, yeah, yeah, that kind of thing. But here's the thing. When you see awesome matchups with the ladies, how excited are you? I'll give you an example. You take Merlene, for example. A week from now,
Less than a week.
Less than a week. It's like what, 5 days from now? So 5 days from now, she'll be going toe to toe with one of the world's best. right? If we know any woman coming from Sweden, they know how to pull. They know how to compete. When you see Merlene about to put everything on the table and compete against her, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I'm so excited for it. I probably get more excited over these matches than the guys' matches because I know most of these girls personally. Like
Mm-hmm.
with me and Merlene, I think Merlene was at my first tournament that we went to, and
Aw.
so I've known her for quite a while in my arm wrestling journey. So getting to watch her pull Carolina is gonna be amazing.
And we don't stop there because then, and I told Merlene on the show last week, I said, look, you get this victory, you're going to shock the world. But you don't have time to celebrate pretty much because then it's like, okay, now I got to shift my gears and get ready for Knuckles Up come January on the 25th. So again, Scarlett, you see Merlene going from Washington State, pulling one of the world's best to Knuckles Up on the big stage on the East Coast. You see that. Do you say, man, I want to be there one of these days? I mean, what goes through your mind?
Oh yeah, I definitely would love to be in that position one day. Maybe not back to back like that, but that would definitely be a great opportunity, I think. And we'll be there at Knuckles Up too, so I'll get to watch that one in person.
Oh, nice. Uh-oh, here we go. Scarlett is like a sweet, shy gal that turns into an absolute beast mode on the table. There you go.
Yeah, she don't play.
There you go. Now, I know at some point this year, all y'all got together. Merlene took a trip to Georgia. All y'all got together. I think it was you and Candy, and Angie Rose was there, and all you ladies were there putting in some work. And the way I look at it is like going, Scarlett, you have to understand what's going on around you. You got Merlene, man, at the practice. Oh, I got Angie Rose at my practice. I'm like, is this where you suck up all their information, the tips they give you, training methods? You just sit there and you don't say nothing. You just listen, take all that information, right? Take it back with you to practice or training, whatever, and then you go ahead and display it on the table. Is that how that goes down, or is it different?
It's a lot of I want to be on the table constantly. I
Okay.
just want to, every time Merlene or Angie's at our practice, I'm always pulling them. I definitely don't leave without getting to be on the table with them.
Katie Marie is still having a hard time. Hold on, man.
Oh my God. I said the next show I'm gonna just drive to Katie and we're gonna do the thing together. Like, forget that. You're gonna help
Hey, Katie, I'm
out.
gonna just send her the link because
Yeah, get her on here.
You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just send her the link right now because you know what?
I love it. And listen now, when I get to do those practices, I learn a lot from Scarlett. Okay, Scarlett, listen, she's right next to Passmores, which is fire. Then she trains with Cody. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna use a lot of what Cody has taught me the last two practices at this super match. Don't downplay that she's with Cody. She like Cody's a little hidden genius that knows mad stuff. Okay, like I'm using two super things, and I've been trying to remind myself because I was hoping I could get another practice in with him before, but I was just like, remember what he had showed you. Remember what he had showed you, because he knows so much. He has so much knowledge and so many different avenues and lanes. Like, he's a great person to practice with. So Scarlett's like a hidden weapon. Like, that's why each time I see Scarlett, I'm like, gosh, sheesh. Like, I know that this is gonna be a fight because I know there's just one day she's gonna do something because Cody can analyze matches and do all those things. So she's with like a solid team. That like her being able to train with Cody in the Passmores is like if I would have been able to, even though I train with awesome people when I can reach them, but if I was able to consistently train with Palmetto pullers and chaos, then I would be like how Scarlett is now situated. Like, I'd be jealous of Scarlett and her practice people and ability. So don't discount it, Scarlett.
Hey, Katie, welcome to the show. I know you had a hard time making comments, but hey, welcome to the show.
Hey,
Yeah, she
I don't know
driving.
what the deal is, man. I'm just like, I'm trying to support my peoples and I can't. So I'm just like, okay, well, we'll just whatever. I'm still watching. I'm here.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, I want to kind of bring you into the fray and stuff, So Here it is, Scarlett. Female arm wrestler says Scarlett is the most underrated female puller and she deserves all the spotlight. So
I
again,
love
you
it.
Yes.
know, at a young age, because Merlene, you started very young, so you can kind of relate to this. When you're real
Mm-hmm.
young and you're kind of going, you're doing pretty good. I'm thinking, man, the potential's there. Hey, that's why I asked you, hey, in a few years from now, where you see yourself, you were like, oh, I'm beating Andrew Rose, I'm beating, Merlene. That's what you wanted to say, and I'm glad you had those aspirations, when you get ready for a tournament or a super match or round robin, Scarlett, are you watching a film of your opponents? Yes or no?
If it's available, I try to. There's some girls out here that don't have a lot on YouTube or anything like that. So sometimes it's a little tough, but I do like to watch how they pull or ask people who know them how they pull.
Okay. And since we got Katie on, hey, same thing to you, Katie. And how was that arm healing, by the way?
Oh, she's healing up just fine.
And you coming from practice?
Yeah, I'm on my way home.
With
Okay,
the
so
best. Practice with the best. Tell him who you practicing with. Tell him who you practicing with, Katie. Tell him. Tell him.
You
oh, now you
froze
don't
up,
hear
dude.
us?
What'd you say?
I said, tell him who
No,
you
y'all
practicing
froze
with.
up.
The best.
The best. Carolina Chaos, man. They are legit. Like coming from an amateur team to a pro team, like it's just a different type of level and like utmost respect to all of those guys. Like they're awesome.
Can I be honest with all three of y'all for a second? So, and this goes for the guys too. I was always, and we'll use that J word again, jealous, because down south, for whatever reason, there's just a enormous amount of pullers. As you migrate toward west, the states get bigger, but the pullers kind of phase out a little bit more in comparison. It's just weird because the smaller states you got more pullers, and then the bigger states you got less pullers. Once you get past Texas and stuff, it's like, what the fuck? California, because it's so long, yeah. But as you start getting up into that northwest area where I'm from, you kind of get like that. And I don't know. I get jealous. But where I was going with that is that once you establish yourself and you kind of go, okay, I'm getting ready for this tournament. Is there a way you kind of go, you know what? I love my team and all, but I got to go to this practice because these guys and girls are going to get me ready for what I need to do at my next event. Does that happen to y'all, ladies? We'll go Katie, Scarlett, then Merlene. Go ahead.
Honestly, in my opinion, I'm pretty loyal to Carolina Chaos just because they're just, I don't know, I want to practice with the best, and in my opinion, I think they are the best.
Nothing wrong with that. What do you think, Scarlett?
I feel like we do sometimes, but most of the time it's all of the girls are already at the practice that I go to anyways, so
Okay. Merlene, what about you?
I love the amount of girls that's growing at Scarlett's practices. That's really super fire. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I've seen it go from Scarlett to like 2 people to like now there's like what you got like 5 or 6 people. That's super
yeah.
fire. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's like the largest amount of women at a practice. Because I'm more, normally it's just me or one other girl, so that's really
Mhm.
amazing. Me, yes, I've definitely. There was like I think it was last month. I was working every single time like Sundays, I can't go to Chaos. I can't drive the 3 hours. I'm always at work. The ones closer to me, the Palmetto Pullers, amazing family people. I was working a lot, but there were several times like that practice at Paul's. I definitely wasn't gonna miss it because I needed to see Angie, I needed to see Scarlett, I needed to pull with all of them to know where my thumb was at. You know what I mean? Even though I could train with my team and my guys, but I knew that Angie, like people that have pulled me before, would be able to tell me where I was at with my injury. So I definitely like took the sacrifice going to a regular practice and driving the 3.5 hours to Candies for that practice. So yeah, there are times when I do go like I like to at least go at least once a month to Paul's and Candies to see where I'm at. And if I can go to a practice close to home, do that. But I do take trips to go, hey, I need to see exactly where I'm at, know what level I'm on, and travel for that. Like I'm still trying to get to a Sarah's, maybe in January or something. But yeah, I'm still trying to make it to one of those practices, and I want to make it to one of those, one of Sarah's and one of Chuck's, I believe, Chuck Westbury and them. I want to go to one of their practices too.
So here's a comment from Tall Paul. Almost all the ladies' matches turn into some awesome battles. Always a blast to watch. I'm gonna go ahead and piggyback on that comment. I think with the ladies, what makes it intriguing to watch is because y'all are so technical, right? There's very, very rarely do you see any kind of sloppy matches. Some of us guys, we kind of get sloppy, and you girls stick to a T. Look, I'm gonna lose this way. I may get here, but I'm gonna go ahead. We're not sloppy. We're not popping elbows off the pad, sliding forward, sliding backwards. You guys are pretty much, intact, which is good. I've asked Katie this question. I've asked Merlene this question. But Scarlett, I'm gonna start with you because I'm gonna ask it again. You go first. What do you think needs to happen to make sure that this ladies division gets the shot in the arm it needs? Because now we're about to put a bow tie on the year 2024, and now we're about to go ahead and roll into 2025. What do you think needs to happen to get more ladies involved or to spotlight more ladies?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I don't know. I think mainly just getting all of the girls together beforehand and just getting everyone together to be able to get on the practice table and just word of mouth talk about it with each other would be the best thing.
All right. What do you think, Katie? I know you got the sound, the crackling going on over there. Same question to you. What do you think needs to happen to get more ladies involved,
I mean, honestly, in my opinion, is just communication. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. We just gotta kind of just jump in it and just do it and figure out a middle spot, like a middle ground for everybody. Because I mean, yeah, like, I practice with Carolina Chaos, but I mean, I would like to, just get up with the girls in general. Because I mean, I want to really see where I'm at, and win or lose, I want to see.
Yeah. What do you think, Marlene?
Just support. I believe it's support and showing up. You know what I mean? I'd love to show up to one of the practices that Scarlett has, with all those girls. Going where there's, people and showing support and showing up to tournaments and just, each one teach one and carrying the other and being open to practicing with them and showing techniques and all that stuff. I think that's the best way for it to grow, to just be the community that we've been for a while now.
Do you think we need more round robins, like, instead of once a year, maybe twice a year? Because, again, this goes back to what we talked about last week where, hey, there was a few ladies missing from that round robin. It would have been interesting to see what would happen had they shown up. So now, if I'm not mistaken, the list of this year's round robin is bigger than this one coming up in April will be bigger than the one we just had. True or false?
I think it's the same amount of ladies, but it's definitely a good group of ladies. Like, I love the round robins. I love being able to hang out and meet everyone and see everyone.
I've never
So
done one.
having that more than once is great.
I think there should be more. I haven't had the opportunity to do one yet, but like, I don't know. It's different because there's several girls instead of 3 or 4.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's really cool.
Shauna Wagner says, hey, bring the round robins on. Yes.
Yeah.
Sarah Latona, I think there's like 10 Sarahs.
Sarah. We love Sarah Latona. I love her.
Sister
Hey, girl.
Sarah's in the house. What is up, Sister Sarah? So here, I'm going to read y'all the list, okay? So the 154 round robin class, North American Invitational, 12 girls, reads like this. Pay attention, Scarlett. Scarlett, Bethany Ritchie, Kimberly Wood, Danielle Evanson, Lucky Wood, Sarah Ray, Lauren Hughes, Christy Resendez, Elizabeth Mosaic, Jesse Orr, how you pronounce Androvic, Peyton
Mm-hmm.
Pickering out of Canada, and Michelle Dugan. Those names are who's who. And I'm telling you right now, the fact here's the thing about a round robin. You can sneak in some wins because a lot of it depends on the draw. We talked about that in the tournament. Now for a round robin aspect, you can sneak in some wins like, okay. What if you're like, oh man, you may get I don't know, if Michelle Dugan, for example, is the favorite, you can get her first round and go, okay, cool. If I lose, fine. I'm gonna just run through everybody else now. Or what if Scarlett gets Michelle Dugan at the very last one, right? You got to know this. You may be light, you may be young, and Michelle may be experienced because this could happen. You draw her last, she didn't have some wars, which meant that, okay, some of that power may kind of come down a little bit. All it takes is an upset. That can happen around robin. Do you agree or disagree, Scarlett?
Oh, 100% agree with that. I definitely think the draw is really important, and especially because you can have a game plan because we do the draw beforehand, so you know who you're going against. So you can have a game plan of exactly what you're doing in what order.
Yes. Shauna Wagner also says, but seriously, since I started roughly about 2.5 years ago, the women have really started to get in this. It's super picking up. Well, Shauna, I'm glad you brought that up because I'm going to name your competitors, all 12 in your class. Ready for this? Does Shauna want to come on the show? Should we invite her on the show too?
That'd be cool.
Shauna, if you're a bet, I'm going to send the link to you because we're going to have some fun tonight because this is all about y'all. That's how we're going to do this, man. I'm telling you. Because, woo, man, I'm so fired up. I'm going to go ahead and send this link to her because we're going to have some fun because I'm going to announce all the ladies in the 155 and over class. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do this. Okay. And send. Hopefully she jumps on here. Now, Shauna, your weight class goes as such. Jocelyn Oberbreckling. Man, I'm butchering names. I am so sorry, everybody. I am so sorry. So sorry. All right. Katie's back in the house. Also, Angie Rose, Katie Hankey, Brendan Griffin, Jolene Anderson, Shauna Wagner, Stephanie Spencer, Rita Hennessy, Lexi Derryfield, Beth Duke, Sarah Wilson, Christina Ballard. Now, those ladies, I'm telling you right now, and this would be the same class Katie would be in had not for a broken arm. So those names I just mentioned, Katie, you tell me what's going on.
As far as that list, it's definitely
Yes.
stacked for sure. But I mean, I jumped right in there. I mean, like I said, win or lose, I'm going to win either way because when I lose, I'm going to figure out what I did to lose. So.
No, I like that attitude though. I like that because, and I think Shauna said it, best. Like when we have these round robins, if you had 2 a year, maybe one toward the beginning of the year and maybe one toward the end of the year, that way it keeps things fresh. Because then you can kind of have one, I don't know, maybe every 6 months, give or take, So you still kind of have 2 in that 12-month frame, That'd be kind of cool, All right. We have female arm wrestler. The round robin is going to be absolutely amazing, and I am very excited for it. So again, when you start seeing that kind of stuff, it's going to bring more and more people in. So again, let's go back to the first one. The first one. Did anybody knew that Jocelyn Brisson was going to beat Sarah Bachman? Did anybody see that coming?
Honestly, man, that girl's a freaking tank. So, I mean, I didn't expect it, but then I wasn't surprised. I don't know. I don't know, dude. That's a stout girl. She had the strength.
Miss Shauna, welcome to the show.
What's up?
So, I mentioned your class. You got some studettes in that class, and I want to hear from you the list. I'm like, man, how do you prepare for that? You there, Shauna?
Cool. So yeah, you're right. I mean, that class is stacked. So Can you all hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
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 We can hear you.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Yes, the class is stacked. So, I'll tell you this. I think the 12 people there are amazing. We're up for a really good fight. How do you prepare? It's a one by one, right? So I think you actually have to draw out and think about what you're doing. Um, gosh, you've got so many big names like Billy Anderson. You've got Izzy Redwood. It's so stacked. But at the end of the day, I'll tell you this. I'm coming to play some top three. You heard it from me.
Well, I'll tell you what. Anytime you see a big name in those classes, doesn't matter what weight class, you got to go, okay, there's two ways to look at it. You know, some people will look at it and kind of go, man, oh, Angie Rose is in that class, or man, you know, we got Chops in that class, and you know, maybe Sarah Wilson might be the favorite. Who knows? I don't know. However, you got to also realize that those ladies you just mentioned, they also got to pull everybody also. So you know, there's ways to look at that. And like I said, you know, drawing the name is one thing. So sometimes the mind, you got to say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna come in here and wreck somebody's weekend. I don't care if it's you, or you. I'm taking somebody down. Scarlett, I have this feeling Scarlett has that kind of attitude. I got a feeling that, you know, you heard what Katie said. Well, I'm gonna wear him regardless. You got to have that kind of attitude to last, because look at the other names in there. You know, Scarlett, look, you had Sarah Ray is in your class. Elizabeth Mosaic is in your class. So you really got your hands full. Shauna Wagger, you got your hands full also, because we all know, I'm sure, is it going to come down to Sarah Wilson? Is it going to come down to Angie Rose? And that's something y'all got to think about. But at the end of the day, you know, you got to go, okay, you know what? I'm taking each and every one of y'all out. Do you think that's the best way to kind of approach that? Let's start with Scarlett first.
Can you repeat the question one more time?
Oh, I might have been rambling. Do you think when you approach a round robin and you got big names in there, you got to just say, fuck it, I'm taking somebody out? That's the kind of approach you want to have, yes?
Definitely. You definitely just got to take your wins where you can get them and not really worry about who and who it isn't.
There you go. Berlin, what do you think?
Definitely have to have a fire under you, based on my experience. But yeah, like I said, and you pointed it out too, and Shauna too. They all got that fire where when they get on the table, they're just like, you know, in it to win it. So it's gonna be really exciting to watch. I'm still trying to build up to that fire, but yeah, that type of attitude is what you need entering this round robin, because I think the round robins that we have is gonna be like the closest, you know, opportunity to having pulling so many women at once. Like, I know when I did it, I was just like, you know, I've never been able to go to a world. I've never been able to compete against so many women at once. So the round robin was my opportunity. So I'd love there to be a bunch of them. And I'm looking forward to watching this one, especially since I'm not in it. I get to watch and enjoy and root too. And yeah, I might even take the trip anyway. You know what I mean? And we'll see what happens.
There you go. Katie Marie, same question to you. Do you think you got to have that kind of kill or be killed approach to a round robins?
Yeah, you have to have that. So aggression is always nice. Getting in a good mindset space. Obviously, like, I don't know, like I'm different from everybody's different, but like, you know, you just got to be in a good headspace. And sometimes, you know, that means getting pissed off and doing what needs to be done. And like I said, if you lose, but you win in the same aspect, because it's going to make you better. Especially if you're not scared to lose. Just take the hit, take the ass whooping, and figure out how to beat that person the next time. That's how I look at it.
There you go. What do you think, Shauna? Kill or be killed approach to a round robin like this one?
You know, it's interesting. So So let me just extend on that for a second. So I think when we had the right hand invitational, it gave women something that they maybe not had before. That people saw and they're like, "Holy crap!" You know what? At the end of the day, when people could see this and the people that were actually there, um, it meant something. It meant something to us. It meant something to the people that were watching. And now to do the left hand, it's expanding what can be. And so, yes, it's going to be killed or be killed. Um, I think it's going to start to separate those of us that, you know, that are grinding and putting in things every day, that are, you know, we're just winning locally. For you guys, I think have already established it. You've done that, but the women, they're all over the place. And now we're starting to bring that together.
Right.
And I think it's amazing. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, check this out. So this question by a female arm wrestler. Not know who female arm wrestler is, but hey, I love your comment. I want to piggyback on this because the comment says Danielle took second in May, Bethany took fourth, and they are ready to be first. There's a couple of ways to look at that. I look at it like this. If that's the case, any one of you 12 ladies in those weight classes can take first on any given day. I don't really think that the distance is that far. I could be wrong, but when I look at a list of names, I'm kind of going, man, if it's you could take the top 3 winners of those classes, reshuffle it, and pull 3 days later, you might have a different top 3. Do you agree or disagree? I'm going to have Shauna go first on this one. She's nodding yes, you know.
So I'm gonna say, this is my personal opinion. I think the 154 is way closer than the 155. So
Okay.
I'm gonna say right now it's between Liz and Danielle, and I think they can go back and forth every day. I think I'm gonna give a little bit of an edge to Danielle. That's just me. The 155 class, I think Sarah Wilson runs with it all day long. And I think she's dominant at it. Now, however, Angie Rose may come in and completely shock me. Third through fifth, I think you're going to find the complete bloodbath at that point.
Now, we can't forget about Beth Dukes, former national champion. We can't forget about Jolene Anderson, former world champion. We can't forget about those ladies also. It can be anyone's day, you know. And by the way, do I need to mention the fact for you 154 pullers that I don't see, you know, some pullers on here. I don't see Larry Wilson on this list. You know, I don't see Nadia on this list. So again, you know, there might be some question marks. You don't see Merlene on this list. So you can only imagine if those ladies were on the list. Woo! Man, I'm telling you, you know, for the 155 class, I don't see Paige Williams on this class, you know. But hey, you never know. So it's always interesting because now the way I see this, and tell me if I'm wrong, each year that goes by, there's going to be a new name that surfaces on this round robin. Katie Marie, talk to me because I got a feeling you're going to be on here sooner rather than later. Katie, what do you think? I think you're still on mute. There you go.
Repeat the question because I have horrible ADD.
So the question was, I think each year that goes on, you're going to see more and more ladies, meaning that you're going to see a new name resurface each time we have a round robin. True or false?
Oh, yeah. But there's a name that is not mentioned, and I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on her, and that's Leah Hennessy.
Don't sleep. Don't sleep.
I wouldn't sleep on her. She's a tank too, man. Like they're like these lists are stacked. Like I'm excited to see, but that's one name that hasn't been mentioned a lot, but she has a lot of potential.
Oh yeah, I saw her at Washington State last year. You know, and she came all the way from Ohio and was just putting the boots to everybody. She walked in, and everybody's like going, man, who is she? You know, and I'm telling you right now, she was destroying people. So, yeah, do not sleep. Miss Scarlett, the question to you is, do you think as these round robins go every year or every time we have them, every 6 months or so, you start seeing new names on the list? Do you think that will happen?
Oh yeah, definitely. We've already seen that happen too. We have on the 54s, we have Lauren Hughes on it now, and she's pretty new. She trains with me in Georgia, and she's a wild card. I think she could shake things up.
Okay. Marlene, what you got on me? Because you could probably speak more because you're not even directly, you and Katie can speak more about this because you're not directly involved. Katie, I'm just going to mute you while you're not talking so that way the background doesn't kind of scratch this up. So, Marlene, you tell me, you know, each time we have these round robins, I foresee that there's going to be some new names up there. Do you agree or disagree?
I definitely agree. During our round robin, we had Court Chase or Court. Like she was just upsetting everything and everybody. You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely foresee there being new names. And like I said, with these round robins, it really all depends. As good as anybody can be, as even as good as I am, that day could have been the day that I didn't perform at my best, depending on how my mental was, depending on how I treated my body beforehand. So with these round robins, anything can go. Like there's no I would never go, well, I know for sure that one person is going to win it because there's so many different factors. There's so many different personalities. There's so many different strengths that's going to be displayed. So I just, I think that's what's going to keep it going. And the more new people enter, the more it gives everyone a chance to be seen and noticed. It's no longer the, whoever can make it to the most tournaments is the only person that you'll know. Because now you can go to one of these round robins and you're like, oh, snap, who's that? Like, oh, snap, I never heard or seen that person. But look how they pulled that person or this person. See, I definitely foresee new people in the future, which is great. Us women need more of talent to be pulling and displayed anyway. So it's definitely a positive.
There you go. And the Drew said, Ashley, if you don't know who she is, you better start knowing now. We all know Ashley. Y'all familiar with her, the lady from New Zealand that can bench press 700 pounds or whatever? Y'all know her, right? Okay, no one knows her.
No.
So she was supposed to have that match with Sarah Bachman that got canceled. Now, she has so much power. It's almost a female version of Brian Shaw, where like, okay, if she ever gets that she got the strength, we all know that. It's how you use it is different. Now, when she gets dialed in, woo, I don't even know what's going on, but it's gonna be awesome because then you got to start saying, okay, if she gets this, because like here, I'm gonna give you a guy perspective and a woman perspective. Y'all ready for this? Okay. From the guys, if any guys are still in the chat watching, we see Brian Shaw about to go against Eddie Hall, both strongmen, right? If Brian Shaw gets everything dialed in, now you're thinking, man, can he beat Levon? Okay, cool. From the ladies' standpoint, if Ashley gets everything all dialed in, then you got to go, man, can she beat a Gabriella? Can she beat a Barbosa? You see what I'm saying? Like those questions start to pop in people's mind. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. Now, wild cards. Let's talk wild cards for a second, because this may bring different kind of strategies. So we'll use Lucky, for example. Lucky pulled the 155 class. Now she's pulling the 154 class. Now, her stepping down in the weight class, she can present problems for everybody. You never know. Because last time we see Lucky, it was like, okay, I'm pulling the 55 class. Okay, fine. But now all of a sudden, you see her name surface in the 154. That also gives different, potential great matchups. You never know until you get there, So also, it's like, man, where do you go from here? Is the way round robins are, sometimes we all know for the most part, somebody going undefeated. 85% of the time, somebody's going undefeated. 85% of the time, someone's going winless. And then there's everybody in between, right? So, Oh yeah, Shane Owens goes, "What's up, everyone except for Scarlett? Boo, Scarlett."
Go away, Shane.
But but again, when you see that kind of potential, for you ladies, I mean, the sky's the limit. I'm like, man, I can't wait. Only downfall is the fact that we got to wait till April 26th for that to happen. I'm like, come on, but no need to worry. But now, since I got Katie on the line, since I got Sean on the line, Scarlett, you and I talked about this already about Merlene. Merlene's taking on Carolina Pedersen from Sweden this coming Friday night at the Washington State Championships. Ladies, who do you think will win and why? Katie, I'll have you go first.
Man, the matchup is like, I don't know. I'm like fangirling so hard for this because I honestly, I don't know. It could go either way, man. It's a toss-up for me, honestly.
And like I said, you ain't got to. I mean,
listen, it's okay. It's okay for people to say Carolina, because let me tell you, Carolina is a Mount Everest. Okay, if even me approaching this, I'm just like, I'm gonna give it all I got and see what that is. So I am not mad at anyone who says Carolina.
But the thing but you have to understand, boo. Like the experience, the strength. Like you have the potential to win, dude. Like, don't talk down. Like, you're the shit. Own it.
We got a prediction already. Going down 3-0. Merlene going down 3-0. That's okay. This is what I'm gonna say it like this, because Merlene's gonna be the underdog. I think we all can agree with that, right? I think even Merlene can agree with that. She's gonna be the underdog. Yes. Big Brother's gonna be in your corner, though. Big Brother's gonna be in your corner. We're gonna figure some things out, okay? Now that question goes to you, Shauna. Carolina, Merlene, awesome match. Sweden, United States, clashing. What do you think?
Man, you know what? I'm just gonna jump in here. I'll be like, you know what? So I am totally excited about this match. At Merlene by a freaking margin. She comes in shocked. She's shocked. And this puts her like completely on the map. Everyone's gonna pick her up after this. You're my girl. You've been grinding since I've known you, and you've got this.
There you go. Now I'm gonna say this, right? I might be kind of biased, but I'm gonna say this. Okay, so we got one prediction. Hey, Carolina's gonna win 3-0. That's cool, right? Now, here's the $1 million question for you ladies and everybody in the chat. Please respond, by the way. If it's 3-1 for some odd reason, and Merlene gets that pin, do you consider that an upset? And before you answer, from a guy's standpoint, we know Levon is so dominant, right? Okay. Levon can win 3-1, but everybody's going to be talking about that one loss, that one pin. So, example, Jerry's pulling Levon, right? Coming up December 14th or whatnot. If Jerry happens to lose 3-1, but Jerry gets a pin on Levon, that's all they're going to be talking about. So, where I was going with this is that, here's the question, y'all. So, if Merlene gets one pin on Carolina, is everybody going to be focused on that? Scarlett, talk to me.
I think if Merlene gets a pin on Carolina, it'll be the greatest thing that's ever happened to her arm wrestling career. But I'm of the personal belief that Merlene is above anyone until you prove me otherwise. So I think she's going 3-0 for Merlene.
There you go. What do you think, Shauna? What do you think? If that one pin happens.
I agree. One pin, just one. Everything. It changes everything.
Yeah, okay. What about you, Katie? What do you think?
I think it would definitely make some noise, that's for sure. And you have to think, like, what if she gets one on her, and it's 1-1, and that pin gives her the confidence to do it again. You know, you gotta look at it that way too.
Yeah. So again, this is one of these things where it's like, you know what? I'm glad to be there in person, you know. So it's going to be exciting, you know. Very soon, this is where we see, you know. All right, Scarlett, what you got coming up for 2025? Talk to me.
Oh man. For me personally, really just the round robin and any small tournaments that happen to pop up, but the main thing is just the round robin.
But
Okay.
Scarlett, didn't you qualify for an Arnold's? So you would be at Arnold's, right? And Alabama State's.
I did qualify for the Arnold's, but the entry fee is a little steep, so I'm still kind of thinking about that right now.
What about Alabama State?
Oh yeah, I'll be at Alabama State. We go every year, so.
There you go.
Miss Shauna Wagner, what are your plans for 2025?
Cool. So right now, because I just took a new position as the vice president of the company, it's kind of limited my appearance. Some people to be in Vegas in March. Um, and from there, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm hoping to make a bigger presence than what I'm now. So what happens after this?
There you go. There you go. Miss Katie, what you got going on for 2025 aside from coming back from that broken arm?
Well, as of right now, the only thing that I have planned is Camel City 3. And this is my, I hope every female puller around shows up. I want y'all there. Every single female puller that can come to North Carolina, I want y'all there.
I'm gonna try for sure.
That's a call out. Anybody and everybody, I don't care, win or lose. I wanna see where I'm at now.
There you go. There it is. Merlene, is there a weight cap for your match?
154.
Okay.
I know she's probably gonna be lighter because I think she just pulled 63 kg. But I said 154. I'm not going any lower. So that's why I said I appreciate her taking the match. I know when she pulled Liz, it was at 154, but that was over a year ago. And I think it was over a year ago. And what you may call it, she's been pulling 63 kg. So I just said, if I can pull at 154, I'm in it. And so it's like 154.
There you go. Hey, Scarlett, guess what? Shane Owens says we need to get Scarlett a sponsor to pay for her Arnold's travel and entry
Agreed.
fee.
Agreed.
Right. Come on, Shane, put up the money.
Let's go.
There you go. See, you got love all over here. In case you didn't know that, you got the love. Trust me when I say that. So, yes. So the question earlier was that my guest was supposed to be Scarlett, but Scarlett, you don't mind me kind of speaking for you, right?
No, go ahead.
Okay. She was a little nervous being here by herself. So I
No.
said, you know what? I'm going to cushion the blow. I'm going to invite some of the ladies on here to make things kind of go, okay, cool. Because this is Scarlett's first ever time on ArmTalk, right? Even Shauna, first time on ArmTalk. So I want to kind of cushion the blow and make her feel like, hey, we're just talking. No need to be, have the big spotlight where, you feel nervous. I want to make all my guests feel comfortable. We just chit-chatting. It'd be no different if all of us were at a tournament and the tournament's done, and now we do an after pull and we just chit-chatting, exchanging training methods, exchanging, all kind of stuff. That's what this whole podcast is about. Just sit there talking shop. So if I made you uncomfortable, by all means, tell me. I'll do my best to make things better as we go. But that was one of the reasons why I invited some of the ladies on here to make things kind of smooth. Because Scarlett, you know what? You even told me, you're like, by myself. I was like, hey, I can fix that. No problem. No problem. We'll get some ladies on here that got big matches coming up. We'll get some ladies on here that are involved in the round robin. We'll just go ahead and run this thing, So here we are. So Ladies, anything you want to add before we put a bow tie, because it's dinner time over here out west? Anything else y'all want to say before we put a bow tie on this episode?
I hope Scarlett gets more podcasts. You know, I was ready to watch it, and then when I got the link, I said, "Oh hell yeah, I'm hopping out with my girl because that's my sis over there." So hell yeah, I love that. I look forward to seeing so many pullers, more women in the sport, everyone supporting each other. I look forward to meeting Katie because I normally don't say where I'm gonna be, but yeah, I'm gonna try to make it, Katie. Okay, because if I don't see Katie, then I'm going to her house. God damn it, and all
Come
of
on,
y'all,
baby,
if
I
I don't,
got you.
all of y'all, if I don't see y'all, then I'm definitely gonna be at that round robin because that's like a camp, a super camp, which I'm trying to set up sometime this year. So you know, I've already been talking about people since last year about somehow finding a date where like tons of women can meet in a place that can host all of us and stuff like that. But that's things that I was trying to make happen. That I'm still trying to make happen. But yeah, man, I love all y'all. I support all y'all. Scarlett, I want to see more shows. Everybody, if everyone gives him $1, she can go to Arnold's. Let's all do it. And you know, I love the sport. I love you guys. Give it all I got next Friday, and it's gonna be a good year. I'm excited for women arm wrestling in 25. It's definitely, like Shauna said, been picking up. So I'm excited.
Well, thank you. Shauna, any last words? Hey, Shauna, the
We can't
volume went
hear
down.
you.
Say,
You gotta start over.
you know, I think that we are. You know what's going on? It's probably my.
I know you said
Can
deuces.
I
I
hear?
think. Go ahead.
Probably my connection.
Okay,
Okay, we can hear you.
so go ahead. Any last
I
words
am
you want?
now, but what? Big in my house watching film. But what I'm saying was, hopefully you can hear me now. Sounds like you can. But what I'm saying is, you know, I think this week is more growing, grind it out. It's really it's starting to, I feel like double, triple the numbers, and I'm excited to see where it's going to go. I think it's good for promoters. I think it's good for the female for arm wrestlers that are in it. I really am excited to see where we're all going. And I look forward to seeing all the ladies that I've again. And not, here we go. Here we go. It's bye.
And as Tall Paul said, Wi-Fi and technology is arm wrestlers' arch nemesis.
For real.
Sometimes the Wi-Fi acts all kind of weird. Katie, any last words before we wrap this up?
I just want y'all to know that I wish y'all the best with anything that y'all have going on. I have much respect for all of you ladies. And also, Jody, I really appreciate what you do for us ladies.
Yep.
So thank you, sir.
You know what?
Agree.
All I want to do, because you know, and I've said this before, and before we bring it to Charlotte to go full circle, I see so much talent here in the States with the women's division. Sometimes I sit there and it's like I see y'all about to cross the river, and y'all stop and look at each other and go, now what? Like, make that step, you know? If that means having super practices, you know, where everyone gets together at one location. If that means this round robin that y'all got, you know, because I'm telling you, there's some names that's on this one that didn't go to the one earlier this year. So I think, and I really think in my heart of hearts that as this thing gets bigger, you know, you're going to see more new names on there. That might be the ticket, because we all know, I think Scarlett said this earlier in the show, that when it comes to tournaments, for whatever reason, you'll have 3 people, maybe 2 are uncontested, where, you know what, maybe this might be the ticket. Because with a round robin, you got 12 in each class. That's 24 women right there. So maybe that it needs to happen like that. I don't know. But my whole goal is to make sure, you know, I give y'all a spotlight. sometimes, y'all don't get the spotlight. I think y'all deserve it. I see talent from far away, especially here in the Pacific Northwest. I see it all over. So, what I want to do is shine some light on y'all. That's my goal. So with that being said, Scarlett, the original guest for tonight, take us home. Anything else you want to add before we go ahead and wrap this thing up?
Yeah, just keep an eye out for my name. There's going to be some first places coming up.
Woo!
I'm talking about.
Y'all got put on notice. Hey, you should have put your ring on when you said that, because now everybody's on notice now. Everybody's on notice. Well, with that being said, Shauna, thanks for coming on. Katie, thank you for coming on. Merlene, thank you. Scarlett, thank you for coming on the show. And like I said, it is, I know for you East Coast people, it's like 9 o'clock, so y'all better go ahead and wind down. But again, I want to thank the 4 y'all for coming on the show tonight. Everybody in the chat, thank you. So again, y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we'll talk to y'all soon.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.